Walk onto any used car lot in America, and the shiniest Mercedes sitting out front is usually the one that'll wipe out your savings. Big badge, huge screen, and repair bills to match. Pick the wrong one and you didn't buy a luxury car, you rented a headache for a few $1,000s a year. Here's what nobody's telling you. In Consumer Reports' latest brand rankings, Mercedes crashed all the way down to 29th place out of 30. Second to last. Dead last is one spot away. So that three-pointed star on the hood tells you exactly nothing about whether the car under it is a bargain or a wallet drainer. So what does? It's not the badge. And weirdly, it's not the age either. One thing decides it every single time, and the car that proves it hardest is the slowest, plainest one on this whole list. Hang on to that. Real quick before we get into it, whatever Mercedes you're looking at tomorrow, check one thing first. Does it ride on air springs? If yes, walk away. Unless the seller can prove those springs have already been swapped for new ones. That single check has saved more people from a 5-figure repair bill than anything else I'm about to tell you. 5 Mercedes that broke the pattern. We're counting down to number 1, and number 1 racked up a mileage number that sounds fake. It's real. Number 5, the Mercedes GLK 350. It looks like a shrunken down G-Wagon. Everybody scrolls right past it, and that's the exact reason it's a steal today. Low demand crushed the used prices. Their loss is your win. Here's the trick everyone missed. Under that boxy little hood sits an engine called the M276. That's the same 3.5-liter V6 that made the pricey E-Class famous for going forever. Same engine, half the sticker price. It's naturally aspirated, so there's no turbo waiting to grenade itself, and a well-kept one will happily roll past 200,000 miles. A clean 2013 to 2015 gas GLK 350 usually sits somewhere between $10,000 and $14,000 right now. Picture this. You've got $15,000 to spend. On one side, a shiny new little crossover with a tiny turbo 4-cylinder that starts nickel and dimming you around 90,000 miles. On the other, this GLK with a proper V6 that just keeps going. Roll 5 years forward and only one of those two still owes you money. It ain't the shiny one. One honest rule before you sign anything: get the gas 350, not the diesel. The diesel's emissions system drew real complaints from owners, and skip the 2010 and 2011 model years. On those early ones, the all-wheel drive transfer case is built right into the transmission. When the bearings go, you're not swapping one part. You're pulling the whole gearbox. That's $5,000 to $10,000 gone. Grab a 2013 or later gas 1, pop the hood, look at the front seals for oil weeping, and you've got yourself a proper bargain. Number 4, the 2008 and 2009 Mercedes E350. 2 model years. That's it. Miss the window, buy the wrong year, and you've walked yourself into one of the worst used Mercedes deals in America. Here's what's wild about this one. The same car 1 year apart flips from money pit to moneymaker. Same body, same badge. Same everything to your eye, totally different fate to your bank account. The early versions of this E-Class earned their bad reputation the hard way. But by 2008, Mercedes had quietly cleaned up the big 3 problems. The balance shaft was fixed. That's the little part on the older engine that used to eat itself and take the whole motor down with it. The weird electronic brake system was gone, replaced with regular hydraulic brakes any shop in the country can work on. And you could actually get one on plain steel coil springs instead of that air suspension I warned you about at the start. So think about what that gets you for the money. A big, heavy tank of a luxury sedan, built back when Mercedes still built them like bank vaults for about $8,000 to $14,000. That is a lot of car per dollar. Say 2 of these are parked next to each other on the lot. Same color, same miles, same price sticker on the windshield. One's an 08, one's an 06. To your eye, they look identical. The 08 is a steal. The 06 can hand you a repair bill that costs more than the whole car's worth. The only difference is the year on the title. And now you're the only person on that lot who actually knows it. Here's the honest catch. Buy the 2008 or the 2009 only. Don't stretch to a cheaper 2006 or 2007 to save a few $100. Confirm the springs are steel, not air. And one more thing they never mention. If the car spent its life anywhere, they salt the roads in winter, crawl under it, and check the rocker panels, the rear wheel arches, and the frame rails carefully. On these, rust is the real killer. Number 3. The 2012 and newer Mercedes E350. Ask any independent Mercedes mechanic in America which modern one they'd actually spend their own money on, and a lot of them point straight at this. There's a reason. After a rough decade where Mercedes let quality slide, this is the car that dragged the brand's reputation back out of the ditch. The heart of it is that same M276 engine. 3.5 liters, 6 cylinders, no turbo, and widely considered the most dependable motor Mercedes has built in the last 15 years. Owners rack up serious miles on these without drama. If you want the diesel version instead, look at the E250 Blue Tech. These things run in taxi fleets all across Europe and cruise past 150,000 miles like it's nothing. Some go well beyond that. Here's why this matters to your wallet. You're not buying a garage queen with this one. You can drive it every single day, in rush hour, in the rain, on a road trip across 3 states, and not lie awake wondering what's about to break next. That peace of mind is the whole product you're actually paying for. A clean facelift E350 usually sits in the high teens to low 20s in real money, and for a car this solid, that's cash well spent. Now the one rule that decides everything on this car: steel springs, not air. Remember that check from the start? This is exactly where it bites hardest. One leaky air strut runs over $1,000 to fix, and they love to fail in pairs. Find one on plain coil springs, and that entire nightmare never touches your wallet. Then get a 2012 or newer, because that's when the good M276 engine showed up. If you go for the diesel version, just make sure the fuel injectors have already been updated by a Mercedes dealer and grab the paperwork proving it. Do those 3 things and you've got yourself a modern Mercedes that behaves like an old one in the best possible way. Number 2, the Mercedes W124. If you've ever heard somebody call an old Mercedes a tank, this is the exact car they were talking about. Mercedes built this one back when the whole point was to outlast you. The body panels were zinc-coated to fight rust before rust even had a chance to start. The engines were designed to loaf along instead of scream, because loafing is what actually survives. These aren't cars that just barely limp to 200,000 miles. They cruise past it and keep going. Plenty of daily drivers have crossed 300, even 400,000 miles on the original engine. But here's the twist that turns this from an old car into an actual investment. Most cars lose money every single year you own them. This one stopped losing. It's officially crossed into modern classic territory, and Haggerty just named the whole W124 range a sweet buy for the year. That means a clean one holds its value, and the really nice examples are climbing. A tidy sedan under 100,000 miles runs somewhere around $10,000 to $20,000. So you get a car that'll run for another 2 decades and quietly hold onto your money instead of eating it. Think about what that actually means for your wallet. You buy a normal used car, drive it 5 years, sell it, and you're lucky to get half of what you paid. You buy a good W124, drive it 5 years, take care of it, and you sell it for about what you paid. Sometimes a little more. That's not just cheap driving. That's basically free driving. That's exactly why this car earned a spot on the list. One honest thing though, this isn't the bargain bin anymore, it's a rising classic. A genuinely clean one costs real money, and you're not going to find a great example at pocket change prices. At 30 years old, plan on freshening up the rubber suspension bushings at some point. That's normal old car stuff, not a red flag. And there's one enemy on these you absolutely cannot ignore: rust. On the W124, corrosion is what actually kills them dead. So get underneath anyone you're looking at. Check the jacking points, the inner arches, the floor pans, everything. Once rust gets a hold of one of these, it spreads fast. A dry, clean, southern car is what you want. Pay for that one. This is arguably the best-built E-Class Mercedes ever screwed together, and today, you pay a fair price for that. You don't steal it anymore. Number 1, the Mercedes 300D, and its little brother, the 240D. Remember the question I asked at the very start of this video? What actually decides whether a Mercedes turns out to be a bargain or a money pit? Here's the answer, right here at the end. It's not the badge. And it's not the year either. The one thing that actually decides it is how simple the car is built. The fewer fragile bits a car has hanging off it, the longer it stays on the road. And nothing Mercedes has ever built is simpler or lives longer than these two. Under the hood of the 300D is a cast-iron 5-cylinder diesel called the OM617. No turbo drama, No fancy computer telling it what to do. Just a heavy, slow-turning, fully mechanical engine with almost nothing on it that can actually brake. How slow? The 2940D sitting next to it with its little 4-cylinder OM616 takes about as long as this video did to reach 60 miles per hour. But when a car measures its life in decades instead of years, being slow just stops mattering. How tough are we actually talking? With strict maintenance, taxi drivers around the world have documented these engines cruising well past 600,000 miles. And one 240D, working as a taxi in Greece, crossed 4.6 million kilometers. That's about 2.8 million miles. Yes, it went through a couple of engine swaps along the way, that part's honest. But the body and the transmission held together under 2.8 million miles of non-stop taxi work. That car sits in the Mercedes Museum in Germany today. That's not marketing hype, that's engineering pushed to its absolute limit. So think about the math for a second. Most cars are a slow countdown to the scrapyard. These two are the exact opposite. Buy a solid 300D for your kid at 16. And there's a real chance it's still running when they hand it to theirs. You're not buying a car anymore. You're buying the last one you might ever need. One honest catch though, they're old, they're slow. And a genuinely clean, rust-free example takes real patience and some serious hunting to find these days, especially in the Salt Belt states. Prices reflect that too. A well-kept, documented 300D can pull anywhere from high 4 figures to well into the 5 figures depending on the condition and where you find it. It's Mercedes' most durable engine wrapped in their most overbuilt body, and the market has finally figured that out. When you actually find a good one, you have found the closest thing there is on this planet to a car that just refuses to quit. There's the thread that ties all 5 of these together. Whatever Mercedes you go look at tomorrow morning, run it through 3 quick checks. Is the engine simple with no big turbo and no crazy tech loaded on it? Is it sitting on plain steel springs instead of air? Does it come with a fat folder of service records going back years? Hit all 3 and the badge honestly stops mattering, because you've bought yourself a winner. Miss even one of them, and even a cheap Mercedes will bleed you dry. So drop a comment down below and tell me, which one are you actually hunting for out there? The modern one you can daily drive tomorrow, or the immortal one you hand down to your kids one day? And if this video saved you from one expensive mistake, the like button genuinely helps this channel out more than you'd think. Thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. I don't take that for granted. Buy the simple one. Keep every receipt. Let the badge chasers overpay for the money pits out there. Drive safe, drive smart, and I'll see you in the next one.